Okay. I have two mics here. I can do whatever I want. I have all the power. All right, let's give it up for our last sports award ceremony of the 23-24 school year. Oh, come on, let's hear it, Giants! This means that not only is it your last one, but in 3 short weeks, or 2, I think, seniors are graduating. Let's give it up for our seniors. Come on, you know you're happy. Okay? And in 4 short weeks, summer break for the rest of us. All right. So we're going to go ahead and get started, but I'm going to first invite our head of school, Mr. Moimoy, to the stage. He's going to open us up in prayer.
Welcome, everyone. Please bow in a word of prayer with me. Thank you. Heavenly Father, we thank you for this evening. We thank you that it brings a point of reference to a lot of work, effort, joy, pain. But Lord, we thank you that we've been able to do that together as a community. And so, Lord, we celebrate the gift of life. We do not want to take it for granted. We celebrate our teammates, our peers. We celebrate our coaches, our parents, and all those that have supported us during this season. And we pray that, Lord, you would continue to help us to live life well, continue to help us to be the best that we can be. And we pray that this evening we would be able to celebrate one another. And we ask this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Okay, first up, a couple of logistics. Okay, Mr. Ted already gave you some instructions as far as getting up on stage, your phones, all of that sort of thing. When you do get up on stage, if I could ask the coaches to come up from this side, and if I could ask the teams, and I mean all of the team, okay, practice players, managers, everybody, to come up this side, and you're just gonna come in front of the stage at this little kind of bump that's right here and line up kind of under the banner. It'll make it easier for us to give out awards, to honor you. I know that a couple of seniors and captains have some words to share, and then it'll also be a great opportunity for a photo at the end, and we'll be able to get through it very quickly. We're gonna go ahead and get started right away. I know most of you have heard so many of these. And so for some of you, in fact, probably 95% of you, you've heard a lot of this. But I do think it bears mentioning, if it works, one more time as we go through some of the just kind of descriptions of the awards, why we do the things that we do, what are the benchmarks for achieving certain things, and ultimately spend the day and the evening honoring all of you. But before we do any of that, we absolutely need to honor our coaches. So when I call your name, coaches, if you could please stand and remain standing. And athletes, I need you to give the most energy and enthusiasm, because without them, none of this would be possible. So if we could have our academic quiz team coaches stand, Ms. Kiernan Hines and Daniel Hahn. If I could have our forensics coaches stand, Heather Chun and Wesley Thorne, please stand and remain standing. Could I have our varsity badminton coaches stand, Andrew Ewan, Sandra Hidalgo. If I could have our varsity boys soccer coaches stand, Harry Herr and Jamie Ward, and our varsity girls soccer coaches, yours truly, and Will Hughes. Please get up for our amazing coaches! Truly without them, thank you coaches from the bottom of my heart, but truly without them, none of this would be possible. And I know that you guys are sort of aware of how much they give. You're sort of aware of the time they put in, because you're there with them on the field. What you're not aware of is everything that goes in behind the scenes, the countless hours that coaches spend communicating with each other, planning out practices, talking through game scenario, working through footage and pulling things that will help you improve and get better as athletes. So coaches, thank you so much. I know that I've only been here 2 short years, but you truly have made an impact on my life, and I know that you have made a lasting and long-lasting, a lifelong impact on these athletes. So thank you once again to our coaches. Now to the awards, the reason we're all here. So as most of you know, the 2 major awards that almost always, without fail, go out to every team are MIP and MVP. And I know that some of you are kind of aware of what these awards are, but I do like to share them each award ceremony so that those of you who maybe missed an award ceremony, or maybe this is your very first time at a high school award ceremony, we have a lot of middle schoolers joining us, it bears mentioning what all of these are and what the purpose of them is. So for MIP, Most Improved Player, seems to be really obvious. But a lot of times a most improved player doesn't mean a player that started off at the bottom and ended up kind of midway. As I've said before, it doesn't mean you were trash and you're kind of okay now. okay? It actually means that you've improved the most, and what that says about you as an athlete means you grinded the most, you showed up the most, you worked the hardest, and you improved the most. And that's from the first day you stepped on the field or the court or the stage at the beginning of the season to what you were like at the very last tournament or game or presentation of the season. So, most improved is a goal. In fact, it's probably the goal and the life lesson that you can take away from this. Everything you do in life should represent improving the most each time. Most valuable player also is usually pretty obvious. We have the most valuable team member, whether that's with how much they contribute to a performance or a debate or a speech, how much they contribute to the team as a whole, how much skill they showcase on the field or the court. However, the most valuable player doesn't necessarily always mean the best player. It could mean that they are the most valuable in many other ways. They could bring the most value to the team because of their combined leadership, integrity, and driving force. It could mean that they're also the most skilled player on the team or the most skilled presenter on the stage. That's absolutely true, and most often they go hand in hand. But these are the two things that are kind of our benchmark awards and things to work towards. These are admirable goals that we can all do not just in sports and activities, but also in life. So MIP and MVP. The ultimate goal would be to get both. Then coaches awards. Coaches choose to usually give out 2 awards after that, and it's up to them what they do. Usually they're Dragon Heart, which means you bring the most uplifting, positive, encouraging attitude to the team. It could mean Dragon Fire, which means you bring the most passion, energy. Sometimes you might be a little too energetic and we have to dial you back, but Dragon Fire is super important to our athletics program. It could mean leadership. Now, we all have captains on our teams, right? Captains are important. But a captain is honored already for having achieved that leadership that catches the coach's attention. So captain does not necessarily mean a leadership award. If you fulfill your captain duties well, you get your captain pin, your honor as captain of the team for the season, and you are fulfilling your obligations as we already expect you to do. But if you get a leadership award, that means you've gone above and beyond what's already expected of you as a captain. So that's an award that can possibly be given out. Another one is sportsmanship, Ms. Lockman's favorite award. Integrity, character, honesty. Continuing to keep your chin up in the face of adversity. Looking challenges in the face, not backing down, and doing so with power, passion, but integrity. That's so important. The word sports is in the word sportsmanship. It sort of begs us all to be that and work towards achieving that. Sometimes coaches come up with other awards because these don't fulfill what some of their athletes or students have achieved. So sometimes they come up with different things. I know for cross country, they come up with Man of Steel or Lady of Steel. I know other sports come up with Rookie of the Year and a few others. So a few of your coaches have come up with awards in addition to that they feel are deserving of some of you for tonight. Varsity. So you all know that this word is derived from university, which kind of came about because it was a way to honor the best athletes in the world at the amateur status, okay, not pro, in other words. And so the word varsity denotes the highest level of athleticism. At TCIS and in many other schools, we use benchmarks, which you're all familiar with, in order to achieve varsity status. And that means that you're at 85% of practices, giving it your all. It means that you have actually played in 75% of games. In other words, you've achieved the kind of honor and ability in your growth as an athlete to do that 75% of the time at least. Okay, that means actually playing in those games. And then beyond that, usually it means participates in an APAC. That's not a 100% benchmark, but usually that's one of the benchmarks, and then your overall skill and contribution to the team. The coaches and I will always get together each season to determine which athletes achieve varsity status. And the very first year you do that in a sport, you get a pin in the shape of your sport. So for forensics, it's like a gavel. Soccer, it's a soccer ball. Badminton, it's a birdie, and so on and so forth. If this is the second or third or fourth year that you've varsityed in the same sport, you will get a gold bar. So the goal, then, of course, would be to get a bar or a pin in the shape of your award, and then the gold bars for the 4 years that you're in high school. Typically, since these are high school sports, that they are often not given to middle school students, as this is actually the very first season we've included middle school students in our varsity teams, which is awesome. But that doesn't mean that that's a hard and fast rule. These are all goals to achieve and goals to attain. And almost all of you have been at these awards ceremonies and are kind of fully aware of what the requirements are. Just as far as just a little PSA, I'm not going to be handing out any of the varsity pins today. It gets a little too complex with the other things that are going on. So what I'll be doing next week is emailing all the athletes that have achieved varsity status, and you'll be asked to stop by my office to pick up your pin. Okay? All right. Without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get started with our very first team of the night. So if I could ask the academic quiz team to please come to the stage this way, and if I could ask Ms. Hines to please come up on as well. Give it up for our AQT. Do you want to use that? So I'll just...
All right, good evening. First, I would like to extend my sincere gratitude to Ms. Lockman. She's worked tirelessly to advocate for AQT this year and past years, especially for making AQT a kayak activity. So that takes a lot of work, and she hasn't given up on us, so I really appreciate all you've done. For those who are unfamiliar, AQT tournaments require immense dedication from our students. Often, we leave campus early to make a 9 a.m. tournament beginning. Within a single round, players must comprehend and respond to 80 questions within a 5-second window, culminating in 720 questions per 9-round tournaments. By the end of the season, our players have actively battled through a remarkable 2,880 questions, exercising remarkable mental agility and forming connections faster than opponents. I'm incredibly proud of our players' improvement and dedication and collective efforts in building a formidable team this year. This does not come easy. It's been 2 years in the making. Their hard work and their outstanding leadership, especially the leadership from our officers, has been integral to making this happen. As another season draws to a close, I am filled with excitement for the team's continued growth and future accomplishments. We will start with our awards. One moment. All right. So our Dragon Heart Award goes to, despite being a newcomer to academic quiz team this year, the students' enthusiasm, contributions have been remarkable. Their dedication has proven instrumental in leading their team to outperform our established Team A on multiple occasions. Their infectious excitement over topics like state borders and national parks, American presidents, and their affinity for engaging teammates in political theory discussions during practices and tournaments exemplify a genuine passion for the AQT format. In recognition of their admirable spirit and love for the game, it is with great pleasure that the Dragon Heart Award is presented to Toby Granger. Okay, moving on. Sorry, first bumps here. Moving on to our next slide. Moving on to Dragonfire. The unpredictable nature of academic quiz team competitions with their ever-changing topic distributions can lead to significant momentum shifts within a single round. This student consistently demonstrates an unwavering competitive spirit, rallying their teammates and maintaining encouragement until the final question, regardless of the score. Their passionate drive and steadfast support, win or lose, exemplify the ideal team mentality. The Dragon Fire Award is justly presented to Chairman Lee. All right, moving on to our most improved player. The students embarked on their inaugural academic quiz team season, facing considerable challenges in acclimating to the format and optimal preparation strategies. However, as the year progressed, their growth has been nothing short of remarkable. Their ability to secure toss-ups and contribute effectively to bonus questions has soared, showcasing a commendable determination to improve. In recognition of such significant strides during their first full AQT season, it is with a great pride that Most Improved Award is bestowed to Sean Kim. All right, this is our last award, Most Valued Player. This student has proven himself an invaluable asset to our academic quiz team this season. Their profound subject knowledge and rapid question comprehension and buzzer speed has enabled the accumulation of the highest number of toss-up and power scores among all 15 team members. It is fitting to bestow the Most Valued Player Award in recognition of his exceptional contributions. The award goes to Christian Sung.
MVP pin too. Give it up one more time for our AQT team. Okay, don't stay on the stage as is our custom. We normally have seniors, but AQT doesn't have any seniors, so instead we'd like to honor our captains. So please give it up for our captains, Chaemin Lee, Toby Granger, and Aiden Um. And at this time, Chaemin Lee has a few words she would like to share with her team.
Hi. Oh, let me just fish this out of my pocket. Hello, my name is Chaemin Lee, and I am from grade 11. I am the president of TCI's AQT for the academic year 2023 and 2024, so I get this honor of giving this speech. What makes this year really special for us is that it's our first year that we get recognition as a sport. So this is actually our first sports awards night. So I'm just gonna mention some people that need recognition. So our quiz team members, obviously, Team A, which I like to think is the OG group, because we've been here since last year, and Team B, who's shown us great accomplishments during 1 year, and Team C and the other lower grade members who have so much potential and whom I look forward to see what they will achieve in coming years. And obviously Ms. Hines, who supported us all the time. Everyone here has probably run into her selling popcorn, like, raising funds for us at some point. And Mr. Han, even though he's the middle school AQT director and he's not here, but he helped chaperone our trips. I also wanted to give a list of people who could not be here today, but also really deserve recognition, perhaps even more than us. They are our TCI's AQT alumni, the people that made the foundation so that we can stand here today. The names are Binchi Sung, he was the first captain of AQT, Jasmine Holtz, Jasmine Kang, Junbum Lee, Kevin Park, Minho Park, Yana Moon, Uni Kim, Junmin Son, Nicholas Van Wyck, Jonghyun Ri, Yena Park, Victoria Watt, and Clara DeLuise. Without these people, we would not be what we are today. And since no one is graduating our team this year, let's prepare for a great year and make sure the next year is legendary.
Thank you, AQT. You may have a seat. Okay, if I could ask the forensics team to please make their way to the stage along with their coaches, Mrs. Chun and Mr. Thorne. Let's hear it for the forensics team, everyone.
Well, hello, everyone. This forensic season was an emphatic success. You will hear about our team and individual accolades and why this was an awesome season soon. But first, Coach Chun and I would like to acknowledge the people who made all of this possible. First off, we would like to thank our esteemed administration, Mr. Moy Moy, Mr. Chun, Mrs. Smith, Dr. Granger, and Mr. Hidalgo for providing institutional and instructional support. This invaluable assistance allowed our students to realize their full potential in speech and debate and provide an exciting platform for success in years to come. We would also like to thank Ms. Lockman for her support and behind-the-scenes work, her tireless efforts for the team. A huge thank you to Coach Chun for joining the team this year and being such a stellar guide and leader. We would also like to thank our judges, Ms. Vinny, Ms. Lawson, and Ms. Jackson. Without their hard work, it would not have been possible to participate in the kayak tournaments at all. So, but also most importantly, thank you so much to the parents of all of our forensics members. Thank you for your support, and particularly for making the trip either late in the evening or super early in the morning to pick up / drop off students. Also, thank you for seeing the importance of this amazing activity and for making it possible for your children to be a part of this team. So we will first recognize our debate team, and then Coach Chun will recognize our speech team. On to debate. I had the unique honor to coach an awesome group of debaters this year. Debate is this incredibly demanding intellectual activity that necessitates quick wit, rhetorical mastery, and the ability to effectively communicate. During 4 tournaments, our debaters excelled not only in these skills, but others as well. Most of our debaters came into this as novices. They went against teams full of experience and held their own. In the span of 4 tournaments, the team won a collection of 28 rounds, which is really, really good. But more important than wins and losses, our team demonstrated character and did not diminish their efforts and participation when engaging in what can be an emotional activity. So I first want to acknowledge all of our debaters for a job well done, representing TCIS and showing immense character at every tournament. So please give all the debaters for the season a round of applause. And now on to individual awards. First up is leadership. All of our speakers showed exceptional leadership qualities, including poise, confidence, and sportsmanship. But one debater really stepped up as a consistent leader and representative of TCIS values. They were the voice of reason, levity, and in their own way, the glue that held the team together. They often would find ways to lift the team up through witty jokes and their consistently calm attitude. So I am very proud to present the Leadership Award to Jay Kong. Next up is the Dragon Fire Award. This award goes to not one person, but an inseparable team of two. This team came in as novices and went up against some of the toughest competition in kayak. As 8th graders, they could have wilted against the juniors and seniors they went up against in this very tough format of parliamentary debate. Instead, they were the personification of Dragon Fire. And they unleashed witty arguments and often left the opposition scrambling for retorts and rebuttals. They walked away with a scorching total of 5 victories in 3 tournaments. So I am very proud to present the Dragon Fire Award to Haeju Kim and Evelyn Beck. Last up is the Most Valuable Player Award. This award goes to an individual who was able to defeat opponents with ease and grace. He won a total of 10 rounds this year. In the November tournament, he went undefeated in the preliminary rounds, steamrolling his way into the Lincoln Douglas Finals, walking away with 2nd overall. He showed tremendous skill and sportsmanship in every tournament he competed in. I am very proud to present the Most Valuable Player Award to Samuel Chu. Please give a huge round of applause for the debate team for an awesome season. And now on to our incredible speech team.
Okay, for speech, as a captain, this person was first to help everyone, old and new, and always willing to share the experience of how things were done. And I'm proud to present this person because this person was the biggest cheerleader for our team, Raiden Lee. Okay, for Dragon Fire, this award is for the member who consistently strive to perform better every single time and want to achieve a higher level at each competition, initiating in selection and practicing to perfection to be better each time to reach a first place on a final round, final competition this year. Aiden, Leadership is a picture of this person, always taking action without being asked, looking after each detail during planning and executing for all events, as well as the competitions. And then she's exhibiting excellent competitor spirit on her own time as well. Soo-hyun Kim. Our MVP, this award is for the speech team members' recognition for exceptional performance, both competition and outside of it. They consistently demonstrated dedication by actively participating in practices, exhibiting exemplary self-management skills, and incorporating feedbacks constructively to enhance their abilities. The recipient of this award is deserving of a commendation for their hard work, placing twice in our competition this year. Juna Ayoshi.
We have two students who actually received kayak medals, so I'll let Mr. Thorne speak to that.
Okay, first up, this individual walked away with first place in the kayak finals for the poetry category. So give it up for Aiden Congratulations. Second is the individual who walked away with first place in the original oratory category. So please give a round of applause to Junior Ariyoshi, kayak finals champions.
Finally, we would like to ask some of our seniors to actually speak on behalf of their coaches. But first, we want to recognize all three of the seniors that we have on the screen here. So if you could please give a round of applause for Raiden Lee, Romy Chen, and Hano Zhang. Please recognize our seniors, and I want to ask Captain Raiden Lee to please come and speak on behalf of her team.
Hello, I'm Raiden, and I'm both a senior and captain of forensics team. It's been about 3 years since I've been participating as a forensics member, and I can't believe it has come to an end. I first thank the forensics members who encouraged me to join forensics and try new experiences. Thanks to that, I was able to conclude my high school year with this year's amazing forensics members who brought me great memories. It was such a joy for me to travel to another school together for each tournament and build solidarities as we encouraged each other in between rounds. And I can't forget to thank our coaches, Coach Chun and Coach Thorne, who made this great journey possible for me and other members. Thank you so much for organizing all the tournaments. We could participate in the tournament with confidence and without hesitance. Coach Chun, thank you for providing us with helpful feedback sessions during the speech practices. And Coach Thorne, thank you for providing unique prompts during the debate practices. Those really helped us to enhance our skills. And thank you for your encouragement. It really helped us to feel confident and comfortable about our forensics performance throughout the year. I hope for a better buzz for next year's forensics team, and I have no doubt that you will continue to do great next year too. Thank you so much again for this amazing year.
The team would like to honor their coaches with a couple gifts. And team, if you could go ahead and step forward once you do that and line up for a photo, please. Give it up one more time for our forensics team. Thank you so much, forensics. If I could ask our varsity badminton teams, boys and girls, to please head to the stage with their coaches, Coach Yuan and Coach Hidalgo.
All right. Before we start, can I pray one more time? Oh, thank you. Heavenly Father, as we gather here today to celebrate the achievements and spirit of our teams, we first pause to give thanks for the blessings you have bestowed upon us. We're grateful for the dedication and passion of our coaches who have invested their time and hearts in nurturing each individual athlete. Their guidance and commitment have not only improved our skills, but have also enriched our lives. We extend our gratitude to our team managers whose diligent organization and daily efforts ensure the smooth running of our practices and events. Their hard work behind the scenes supports us in countless ways. Lord, we're thankful for the unwavering support of our players' parents. Their dedication to our welfare, from preparing snacks for each game to cheering on us, has been a source of constant encouragement and love. We appreciate each player for their kindness, their respect towards our coaches, and their trust in one another. As a team, we have learned to embody the spirit of unity, all for one and one for all. Thank you, God, for the opportunity to engage in all sports at TCIS. May we continue to grow, not only in our athletic abilities, but also in character and spirit. We ask that you guide us in fairness and humility, and let us remember to conduct ourselves with integrity and sportsmanship that honors you. In your holy name we pray. Amen. Okay. So the first award I'm going to present is Dragon Heart. The Dragon Heart Award is not just any accolade. It represents the soul and spirit of our team. It's reserved for players who embody passion, perseverance, and servant leadership, qualities that elevate not only their game, but also inspire their teammates and spectators alike. This player's dedication to badminton goes beyond mere participation. He seizes every opportunity to play and improve. Whether it's helping out with younger teams at elementary school and middle school, or initiating weekend sessions at our open gym, his commitment extends to personal growth as well, consistently taking private lessons from a variety of coaches. But what truly sets this player apart is his undying spirit on the court. This season, he showcased his resilience in several intense boys single matches, including one memorable game where he and his opponent rallied for a staggering of 134 points across 3 sets of games, 3 sets in one game. For his incredible passion, his relentless perseverance, and his exemplary leadership, both on and off the court, I'm proud to present this year's Dragon Heart Award to Seok-Won Baek. Tonight we have a special award that I believe will come as no surprise to anyone who has watched our boys team this season. The Supersonic Smash Award celebrates a player whose smashes are not just powerful, but exhibit precision, speed, and consistency. This year, one player has stood out not only for developing a formidable smash, but for delivering it consistently, making it a highlight of every doubles game. His smashes are sharp, steep, and incredibly fast, capturing the attention of everyone watching. When you see him play, his name and his formidable smashes stay with you. Facing him as an opponent is daunting. You find yourself constantly on edge, wondering when and how he will unleash his next move. And when you finally learn he's great, you'll be even more amazed. Ladies and gentlemen, this extraordinary athlete, a ninth grader who has already made a significant mark, is none other than Brian Dew. Thank you. This player for MYP has consistently shown an admirable attitude whenever introduced to new skills or provided with feedback. He listens intently, applies what he learns with commitment, and shows deep respect for both his coaches and teammates. He built really good relationship with his teammates, which fostered a supportive and friendly environment that elevates our entire team. Over the past season, he has shown remarkable growth, both in his badminton skills and his personal development. Despite the challenges we faced, including underestimated by rival schools who pointed out our team's youthfulness, he has stood out. Yes, we are a young team, but we're also resilient and strong. He has exemplified what we call the dragon spirit in every match and interaction. His evolution as a player and as a person is a testament to his hard work and the bright future that lies ahead. With the help of his partner, he won the second place of boys double in kayak tournament. Therefore, I'm thrilled to announce the award for the most improved player on the boys badminton team goes to Ellen Cho. MVP. This player has continued to lead our badminton teams with a steadfast commitment and unparalleled dedication. On the court, his respect for both opponents and teammates alike is evident, enhancing the spirit of the game and fostering the strong sense of teamwork that has contributed to his undefeated record in the kayak conference. His influence extends beyond his physical presence. His commitment remains unwavering, even when unforeseen circumstances like illness prevent him from attending practices. He not only ensures his supportive spirit is felt, but also takes an active role in facilitating practices and even analyzing gameplay to bolster our team's strategies in the absence of our coaches. Together with his partner, he has earned well-deserved championship titles for both APAC and kayak mixed double games. His outstanding achievements have brought out not only glory to our teams, but have also instilled a deep belief in the power of perseverance and the value of diligent effort among his teammates. For his remarkable leadership, relentless dedication, and significant contributions to the success of our teams, I'm proud to present the MVP award for the boys badminton team to Joshua Moon. Thank you. Dragon Heart to the girls' team. Each season leaves us with memorable highlights, but some moments truly capture the essence of what we stand for. Today, I'm honored to share the story of a player whose actions exemplify the spirit of Dragon Heart Award. During the kayak mixed double finals, where this player, not playing but spectating, was moved to tears by her teammates' last point. She cheered so loud and she lost her voice. It may not have been her game, but her emotional investment in our team's success speaks volumes about her spirit and passion. This player has consistently demonstrated her commitment and dedication to our team. Last year, and then even the year before, she was asked to play in singles games. It is hard, despite her preference for doubles. Without hesitation, she accepted the challenge, showing her unwavering commitment to the team's needs. And this year, she has a partner. She played girls doubles. With the wonderful teamwork, she and her partner got Super APAC girls double 5th place and the kayak girls double 3rd place. I am proud to present this year's Dragon Heart Award for the girls badminton team to Jae-Yoon Oh. So today I have the distinct honor to recognize a player whose journey with our badminton team has been nothing short of miraculous. In her 2nd year with us, she has achieved remarkable success, clinching both the Super APAC and kayak tournament mixed doubles championships. What stands out about this player beyond her skill is her emotional strength. Despite her calm demeanor, which receiving feedback, we know she is sensitive and takes each critic to heart. It is crucial to approach her with care, especially when she faces the disappointment of a loss or the challenge of being teased on the court. Yes, tears may be frequent for her, but they do not define her resilience. She recovers quickly, returning to the game with renewed determination and a fierce will to fight for the next point. This player's capability to counter smashes from the male players on the court marks her as one of the rare talents in our sport. It is great pride that I present the Unbreakable Spirit Award to Min Song Kim. Girls team, MIP. This player, despite being one of the youngest competitors, commands respect not only through her polite and respectful greetings, but also through her exceptional performance on the court. Last year, she was our secret weapon. Even as an 8th grader, she had already mastered the fundamental skills necessary for badminton. This year, during the Super APAC, her talent caught the attention of many, including the coach from Eunice, who remarked that she's destined to become a superpower for the TCS badminton team. In her first APAC tournament, she impressively secured the 5th place in the girls double category out of 24 teams, a testament to her skill and dedication. Furthermore, she clinched the 3rd place in the kayak finals for girls doubles. While there is still room for growth, she has undoubtedly given her best this season, showing significant improvement and a promising future. For her exceptional growth, dedication, and contribution to our team, I'm thrilled to present this year's Most Improved Player Award for the girls badminton team to Alina Lee. Last award, and it's one of the most important awards for our badminton team. As we gather here today is with a touch of sadness and immense pride that I speak about a player whose journey with the TCS badminton team is drawing to a close. Recently, at our last open gym session, she expressed her disbelief that her time with us was ending. A sentiment that echoes in all our hearts. I assured her, and I assure all of you, that she will always be part of our family, always welcome to return. She has been more than just a player to us. She has been a true giver. Her love and care for her teammates shine not just in everyday interactions, but also in the toughest of times, providing a pillar of strength and support that has been felt by everyone. Why have we won the Kayak Girls Team Conference Championship 3 years in a row? It's because of players like her. Her presence is commanding. So much so that even during away games, her spirited calls to TCIS, line up! Or reminders to TCIS, clean up the trash, clean up! Resonate powerfully, rallying our team like no other. This player's badminton skills are unparalleled, a benchmark yet to be challenged within the girls' team. She has not only won championships in both APAC and kayak before, but has also shown incredible leadership. This year, paired with a brand new player, her encouragement both on and off the court was pivotal in them in securing 4th place in the Super APAC and the 2nd place in the kayak finals. Without further ado, it is my absolute honor to present this year's MVP award for the girls badminton team to Esther Bay.
Thank you so much, coaches, and thank you, varsity badminton team. We would like to go ahead and honor our badminton seniors, so when I call your name, if you could give them a big round of applause, that would be great. Esther Bay, captain. Min Song Charlotte Kim, captain. Sekwon Baek, captain. Zion Kim, Andy Kim, and Joshua Moon, captain. And now I believe we'd like to hear from Esther and Sekwon as they have a few words to share with their coaches.
Hello. I'm Esther, senior and also a captain of this year TCIS badminton team. Right now, I'm a little nervous, but I just want to shout out short thank yous to teammates and first of all, I want to say thank you to managers. I'm not sure if they're here. So, thank you for supporting and organizing our team. And next, thank you to our teammates for making a wonderful season and giving their best in every practices and games. Also, giving a big thanks to coaches, Coach Hidalgo and Coach Yan, for putting their efforts in team and each of the players to improve our skills. Lastly, I want to thank you to captains, Sekwon, Min Song, and Joshua for being such a wonderful captain mates and trying to make a wonderful season. It was such an honor for being a part of this team, and I wish and I also expect you guys will work much harder next year. Thank you.
Good evening, coaches, teammates, and parents. I am Seogun Baek, the captain and the senior of 2023 to 2024 badminton season. Badminton, though sometimes it is overshadowed by other sports, has been my passion and my favorite sports. Currently, I have a mixed feeling of being pride of my teams and sadness. I am putting an end to my high school athletic career. I want to say thank you to our coaches, Ms. Hidalgo and Mr. Yuan. They have put unwavering guidance and support. It has been essential to our achievement. Your belief in us and your dedication to our development have molded us into the player and individuals we are today. I want to give a special thanks to Mr. Yuan. I was one of the students in your Mandarin class, starting from 7th grade. You are the one who taught me badminton starting from 7th grade, and your dedication teach me that I need to be passionate about the sports, and I was able to achieve the achievement I have done through past 5 years. And I want to also give a thanks to our managers who took our attendance and give some announcements. Finally, I want to give a thanks to my teammates. Thank you for an amazing season. Thank you for being each other's loudest cheerleader, encouraging each other's dream game. Our tournament championship was possible since everyone was here. I am so grateful to have you guys as my senior teammates. Now, I will say bye to my 5 years of school badminton journey. Thank you.
All right, give it up one more time for our varsity badminton team. Badminton players, I believe you have something for your coaches, and please go ahead and step forward for a photo. All right, thank you so much. If I could ask the varsity boys soccer team and their coaches to make their way to the stage.
Oh, okay, okay.
No, you're just gonna.
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
Yeah, I
Okay.
got the. Sorry. That's not connected.
Oh, okay. Okay, so before we begin, I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude to the parents and Noah's mother for always preparing snacks and drinks for our players every game. Please give them a round of applause for their support. This season was truly challenging and tough for our boys. We lost many games, and at times I feared they might lose their passion for soccer. However, I was wrong. These players are even more incredible than I thought, always positive and dedicated to working hard for each other. During the APEC tournament, I was encouraged to borrow players from the hosting schools, but our boys insisted. Hey coach, we don't want to borrow our other players from other schools. Even if we lose, we want to lose as a team and win as a team. Win or lose, they wanted to do it together. This deeply moved me, and throughout this season, we approached every game with the same mindset: win together, lose together. Despite a difficult and exhausting season, as a coach, I genuinely want to express my gratitude to our boys for their unwavering determination and timeless effort. Thank you, boys. So,
we got a couple awards here. This first one is a boys soccer specific award that was developed by Coach Kong a couple years ago, and I think we got the perfect person for this one. This one's called the Mr. 200%. The Mr. 200% award is given to the player who consistently goes above and beyond, demonstrating strong commitment and dedication to the team. This player displayed outstanding leadership, passion, and resolve during every moment on the field, always pushing himself beyond his limits. There's many times where I actually wondered if he would even get up after a tackle, and he continued to amaze us. His boundless energy and determination have set an extremely high standard for his teammates, inspiring them to elevate their own performance. His positive attitude toward the game and the team, along with this passion, have created a supportive atmosphere that brings out, once again, the best in every team member. Therefore, our first award, our Mr. 200%, goes to Suchan Kim. Our next award is the Dragon Fire. Dragon Fire Award is given to our player who demonstrated a fiery passion for the game, reliable playing skills, consistent dedication to the team, and most of all, the strongest desire to win. This player always gave his best, regardless of the position that he was put in. His eagerness to win even led him to try to play goalie when it wasn't his position one time. But that unwavering spirit and determination ignited the rest of the team's passion throughout the season. Therefore, our Dragon Fire Award goes to Laksha Yaraf. Vamos, Laksha, vamos.
Okay, next we have Most Improved Player. This is an award that highlights the incredible growth and improvement of one of our players. MIP Award is given to the individual who has shown remarkable progress, dedication, and determination throughout the season. This player has transformed into a completely different athlete compared to the last year and the early part of the season as the game progressed. His dedication to practices and games resulted in impressive technical growth. He demonstrated strong determination for the ball and fearlessly competed against opposing players. His consistent effort, positive attitude, and eagerness to learn inspired his teammates with his hard work and commitment. I am delighted to announce this year's MIP Award goes to Jimin Kim. Jimin Khan. Sorry.
There you go, buddy. Congratulations, man.
Next, we have MVP. This award is given to the player who made the most outstanding contributions to the team and had a positive impact on the team this season. This player demonstrated excellent leadership both on and off the field, never giving up and always encouraging his teammates to push themselves harder. On the field, his remarkable effort often resulted in goals for our team, and his persistent determination and refusal to give up, even when we were losing. Served as a role model for the entire team. He leads by example, fostering a positive team spirit and a strong work ethic. Therefore, this year's MVP award goes to Minjun Kim.
Okay, thank you, coaches. And now we are going to ask our seniors to be recognized. We have one particular senior that would have has something special to share for each of his coaches. But before we do that, I'd like to honor both our seniors and our captains. So when I call their name, please give it up for Singbum Kim, Sujan Kim, David Park, David Yi, and our captains, Daniel Kim, Minjun Kim, and Noah Park. And now I'd like to ask Singbum Kim to come to the front to share his words.
So good evening, everyone. It took me a really long time to come up here on the stage and give tonight's speech as a senior athlete. Over the course of my high school years, I played, or should I say, I took part in 4 different seasons with 4 different coaches, but only one sport, and that's varsity boys soccer. So Coach Kong, Coach Kraus, Coach Harry, and Coach Ward. To honor my current and old coaches, I prepared a word for each coach. So firstly, with Coach Kraus, the word I prepared was run, not only because he was by far the scariest coach, and I always wanted to run away from him during practice, but also because he ran with us during every conditioning session and every practice. So freshman, senior, didn't really matter in that team. We all ran our hearts out every day with fear. On a lucky day, we'd only run like 10 laps, and I mean run, not walk, not jog, but run. Yeah, I've never seen a coach who brings so much energy into the team like Coach Kraus, and shows how much shows as much support as he did. With him, we never needed the crowd during times of COVID. And for Coach Kong, the word I have was meticulous. He coached 3 years out of my 4, a coach who likes rules and sharp decisions. My freshman year, with all that running during practice, I never stepped foot on that field. I went to see him after the 3rd game and asked why I didn't play, and his reply was, "I don't show him enough." So I gave him my all during practice, and yet I had nothing left to give him during math class. For many years, he was always there to support me on and off the field and was my mentor. I always wanted to prove my worth as a player to him, which unfortunately I couldn't my last year, but truly all hardships and obstacles that he had given me is what made me who I am today. Personally, it was very sad for me to see him go and end my last season without him, but I think he was always there for me in my heart. So thank you, Coach Kraus, and thank you, Coach Kong. And our current coaches, Coach Harry, the word I had was a friend. So he was a coach out of the 4 who was closest to all the players and really knew what the players wanted and needed, joining our scrimmages every practice and enjoying playing more than anyone else on that field. Our casual conversations, jokes, pranks, that really always made my season so much more fun. I don't know if he intended, but every year there were only like 2 players from my class, some years only me on my own. Although I am close with other players, I think there was that kind of emptiness in me, and then he always tried to fill that spot for me. So thank you, Coach Harry. Last but not least, Coach Ward, care. Before meeting him as my coach, I first met him as a student in design class. That was my very first year in TCIS, so it's been quite a long time since I met him. And out of the 5 years I've been in this school, I've never heard a single phrase of negativity come out of his mouth. Like we all know, our team had a pretty rough season this year. Despite losing 7-0 or whatever the score, I think it was all thanks to him that we were able to keep our heads up. And he was the one who blew confidence into us, each players, and helped us push through until the end of the season. Especially, like even until the last tournament, he kept encouraging us seniors, me and Suchan, to play better, like to fight for it, give all we have. So then we don't often highlight or mention how much like we know and appreciate your love and care for the team. So thank you, Coach Ward. Playing the team for the past 4 years, there were definitely moments of ups and downs as an individual player. Whether it be not playing or losing the game, there were never moments where I felt like we weren't a whole as a team. That's our culture and legacy of the team, what all four coaches have always demonstrated for me. So, boys, I hope you continue that legacy and show care for one another on and off the field and bring greater results next year. Best of luck, boys. Thank you.
Thank you, Singman. I believe you guys have prepared something for your coaches, so if you could please do that and then step forward to line up for a photo, that would be awesome. Give it up one more time for our varsity boys soccer team and our coaches, Coach Harry and Coach Ward. Thank you, varsity boys soccer team. And last but not least, our varsity girls soccer team, please come to the stage. And if Coach Hughes could please join me on the stage as well, that would be great. Give it up for our last team of the night. I'd like to just say while they're getting ready that this is pretty indicative of the season. We would be all like warming up on the field. Where are our girls? Fixing themselves up, looking pretty. But I wouldn't change it. I wouldn't change it for any other thing. Girls, we might have to make 2 lines. Yep, 2 lines. So I did save this team to the end, mostly because I know that it's going to be a farewell for both myself and Coach Hughes. And if I did this in the middle, I would probably lose it halfway through and not be able to continue my duties as AD for the rest of the award ceremony. So I saved it for last so we could get emotional later. It's been an interesting season, but I'm actually going to pass it off to Coach Hughes to go ahead and give us a season summary. We have some awesome memories together, girls, and I'll cherish that forever. Coach?
Hey, good evening. Good evening, everyone. I have the privilege of being the girls' varsity assistant coach this season with Coach Lockman. First of all, I'd like to thank the head coach for all the work that she's done at TCS to maintain a strong athletic program and lead a fun soccer season. I'd also like to thank our captains and the parents for preparing snacks, and thanks to our managers for helping set up the drills and managing equipment and keeping stats. This was an interesting team to coach this year because we had a full squad of 15 juniors and seniors, 4 freshmen and sophomores, 3 8th graders, 1 7th grader. In addition, we had 4 middle school practice players and 3 managers. We had 30 girls try out for the soccer team this year. Our conference record was 0 wins, 8 losses, and 2 ties. The wins and losses aren't what we were hoping for, but we knew it was going to be a challenging season playing in the Blue Division this year. It's hard to keep losing, but the girls always stayed positive and continued to develop as better players as the season progressed. It felt like we were coaching 3 very different teams this season, a middle school team, a second-string bench team, and our full squad. Our second game this season was an away game at YIS, and we only took 1 senior uni. So our middle schoolers were called up to play in that game, and we only lost 0-2 against YIS, which says a lot about the talent of our younger players. When we met YIS at home, we were able to get a tie with our seniors playing, which actually felt like a huge win. Then at APAC, 4 of our seniors were not able to attend, so our bench players got a lot of playing time. They did an excellent job stepping up to the occasion. The APAC game schedule is very demanding, with 2 games per day over a 3-day period, plus all the travel. Coach Lockman and I we're proud of how our girls endured a long week of 6 soccer games. This year we had a wonderful experience at Super APAC in China, competing against 11 other schools. We came in 11th place at APAC, beating out the host school, Shanghai Puxi, by 1 point. We flew back to Korea on a Sunday night, arrived at campus late, and then the next day we got on a bus at 7 a.m., went up to Seoul for the kayak plate tournament at APIS. Our middle schoolers and seniors who didn't go to APAC were rested and ready to play on Monday. Our first game was, we easily beat Kent 7-0, advancing to the semifinal match against Dulwich. Dulwich was a tough match, which ended in 1-1 in regulation time and went to a shootout. Our shooters confidently placed the ball in the back of the net, and our goalie saved 2 crucial shots to give us the win and advanced us to the championship game against Daegu. In the championship game, we faced Daegu's relentless offsides trap. The game seemed like it would end in a tie and would go to penalties once again, but we kept pressing forward, and eventually, in the last 10 minutes of the game, Helen Kim scored 2 goals to seal the victory and make TCIS the plate champions. What an amazing way to end the season. Coach and I are so proud of this group of young ladies and their accomplishments. In life, you don't get many perfect days, but I consider that day to be a perfect day. So girls, cherish the memory of winning 2 games, eating 500,000 won worth of samgyeopsal, Baskin Robbins for dessert, and then eating cake immediately after winning the championship. I think we created what should become a tradition at TCIS, celebrating the championship win by eating cake with only your hands. At the end, congratulations, girls, on a successful season. And now we will announce the individual awards.
Thank you, Coach Hughes. I actually think that was my favorite memory of the entire season. Sally brought us a cake, but none of us had any utensils. But we were so starving and so happy we'd won. We literally just opened the box and we're like, we'll just take a little taste of the icing. Well, maybe just, and then everything just broke loose, and we were literally just eating this cake, the entire cake with our hands, and no one was upset, and everybody was happy. First up, we have our Leadership Award. We do not often give out a leadership award, as I have explained at the beginning, as our captains are expected to step up and lead in 3 ways: caring, courageous, and consistency, which means they care for the team above themselves. They are courageous, not only in leading the team, because sometimes it takes guts to stand up, speak up, and take control of your team, but also on the field, whether they're on or off. And consistency. They consistently show improvement. They show up consistently to practices, and they're solid throughout the season. They are named this honor at the beginning of the season due to the ways they already display these things, and which is what we did when we named our 3 captains. However, occasionally we have an athlete that goes above and beyond that by displaying extra levels of leadership on the field, off the field, never giving up when injured or sick, or just so tired, and always looking out for the team above themselves down to the youngest and most inexperienced player. This athlete displayed all of these qualities, and so it is my pleasure to award the Leadership Award for Girls Varsity Soccer to Clara Kim, affectionately known as Tay. Next up, we have our Most Improved. And as I often say, most improved sometimes means that you started at the bottom and made the most improvements. Sometimes it means you started already good and still made the most improvements. So our Most Improved award goes to an athlete that was already pretty great. She definitely is a natural athlete, and she took her position well and just displayed so much skill and confidence. However, she still had a lot to learn in her position, but instead of sitting back content to stand on natural talent, she continually displayed a desire to improve, worked harder than most, gained the mental strength to handle some seriously difficult situations that many adults would struggle with, charged through a lot of emotion that most people would have crumbled under, and gained the attention of multiple coaches and players throughout kayak. In fact, she improved so much, she was a source of frustration to her opponents who just couldn't get past her time and time again. To quote the Chadwick coach, "Does she have glue on her hands?" I think we all know who this is for, and it comes as no surprise that our MIP and marvelous goalkeeper is Dana Min.
Okay, the next award is Dragonfire. The athlete receiving Dragonfire this year is a junior who became one of our most reliable defenders. She's one of our fastest defenders and occasionally plays the wing position. Rarely does she let a ball go past her, and if one does get through, she can chase down the other opponent. She never gives up. She always asks the coaches for feedback, and she's striving to develop her skill and a better development on the better awareness on the field. She plays most of the game and rarely asks to come off the field. We appreciate her dedication and passion. This year's Dragonfire Award goes to Ludia Jung. Okay, and MVP is the last. Finally, we're awarding this year's MVP. Soccer is a game with the primary stats being saves, assists, and goals. The top scorer on the team is usually considered the most valuable player. This year, the MVP is going to one person on our team who held us together. It was noticeable whenever she wasn't on the field. Both the coach and I were a little nervous at those times. I met this student during the beginning of the year at a preseason open field. Immediately after watching her play, I knew she would be a huge asset to the team this season. She controlled our back line and disrupted many offensive attacks. She's the master at containing attackers and blocking shots. She takes most of our free kicks, and she's our go-to person for shooting penalty kicks. Not only is she an excellent defender and fierce competitor, she's one of the leaders on our team. She's the kind of leader that tells you what you need to hear, whether you like to hear it or not. Her personality brings the team a lot of joy and humor. She's fierce, honest, and a little grumpy at times. But we all know she has a big heart. This year's MVP goes to Sammy Lee.
All right, give it up for our girls varsity soccer team. We'd like to honor our seniors, so if you could please give a round of applause when I call the seniors' names. Sky Jung, Helen Kim, Rochelle Kim, Clara Kim, Uni Kwan, Miriam Ma, and Chloe No. And I actually don't know what's about to happen next. I deferred to the team, and I told them several times, please make sure that this is well prepared. But normally, whenever the seniors prepare speeches, I make them email them to me, and I scan through them to ensure that they are good to go. But since these speeches are about both of us, and we're also both departing, I'm a little nervous, but I'm going to hand the mic over to them anyway.
Good evening. I'm Chloe No, the captain of the varsity soccer team. I want to first thank everyone for coming tonight in support of our spring sports athletes and our girls team. I was truly lucky to spend my last sports season at TCIS with this team who felt like a family to me. I want to thank the girls for all the memories and the laughs we shared and the hard work they put into the games and practices on the field. I also want to thank our parents for supporting us and cheering on us behind the scenes. Last but not least, I want to thank our coaches, Coach Lockman and Coach Hughes, for their immense love, support, and effort. Thanks to them, our team became solid as the season progressed and we grew as players. This last soccer season was a perfect way for my sports career to wrap up at TCIS, and I am grateful for everyone who I've met and was accompanied by along the way. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Clara Kim, and I think I've had the best soccer seasons in my 3 years of playing soccer at TCIS. It's quite hard to describe our soccer team in words, but if I had to, I would use this Greek term I found online today, guarentia, and this word means a place from which one's strength is drawn and where one feels at home, the place where you are the most authentic self. I think all of us can agree that we are the most authentic when playing soccer on the field and the most at home when we are together as a team. So I want to thank all of our players on the team for making soccer season so memorable this year. I also want to give a quick shout out to the managers Wonyoung, Mingyong, and Heseo. They helped with so many of the little things to make this team even better. Okay, moving on to our amazing coaches. Coach Hughes, your laid-back personality and your unwavering support throughout the season was a guiding light at moments of pressure and uncertainty. You've always been there to lift each of our players up and help us believe we could do anything. Thank you, Coach. Your impact on all of the teams you've coached this year will be greatly missed when you leave, and I'll miss you so much too. And Coach Darcy, all of the little things you did for this team, treating us like we were your very own daughters, scolding us when we did not perform to our potential, and laughing with us even if our jokes made no sense. I don't think I could ever meet anyone as impacting as you. Your determination and love for all the athletes and sports in general is something no one else can top. The impact you've made at TCIS will always be remembered, and I'll miss seeing you every day. Thank you both again for providing us with unforgettable experiences and memories that we'll cherish forever. I love you both.
And this is exactly why I left it to the end, because I wasn't going to get through it. All right, girls, we're going to go ahead and line up for a photo.
Good evening. I'm Dr. Granger, secondary deputy principal. And before moving forward with our ceremony, I would like to, Darcy, if you could join us here. We would like to honor Miss Darcy Lockman for her years of service at TCIS. And I want to say, I had the privilege of directly working with Darcy this year in a supervisory role. And I can say without hesitation that she's highly competent, highly capable, highly organized, and just a great presence to be working with. And so thank you so much for what you've taught me this year and for your investment in our community.
Thank you. So we've done this before. This time it's a bit different though, because after just 2 short but very packed years, Ms. Lockman is moving on. And I actually met Ms. Lockman 2 years ago in person in the PAC when we were celebrating our 50th kayak. And her dream was to come to TCIS and to coach volleyball, and then she absolutely insisted on coaching soccer. And during that 2 years, she had to learn the TCIS way, but she also brought a lot of things from her past experience. And she also really brought up the level of how we present things here at our sports awards nights and how we present ourselves as TCIS. And in her first year, we challenged her with a couple APACs, and one of those being Super Badminton. And if you've never heard of Super Badminton APAC and what it's like to host that, it is the second most fierce APAC, with forensics being the most intense. And she navigated all of that and worked with Mr. Huan to, so bless him for helping her with that. It was a huge task, and that was all in her first year. And then her second year, again, coached 2 sports while hosting APAC Super Basketball, which was a joy in itself, and the logistics and all the things. But one thing that I can truly say about Ms. Lockman is she does what she does out of a love for students, for athletes. And she's very intense about that because she loves you so much. And I know that I also got the privilege of coaching the same season as Ms. Lockman, and we had a lot of bus rides together, a lot of talks, and also her first year here, I worked a lot closely with her, and I thank Dr. Granger for working with her this year. And she came in with a passion to learn and a deep passion to love, and she has a strong desire to lead this program and to lead it well. And so I just, on behalf of TCIS, want to express my gratitude for your service to our community. Want to express my gratitude as a friend for the hugs and the smiles, and we cry together well, we do that well. And just want to say thank you for serving our community, and in the short time you've been here, huge impact, and just want to wish you the best in your future endeavors, and know that you'll always be in our hearts. And we do have a small gift and some flowers to say that we love you, and 감사합니다.
No photos. I had a few words to say at the very end, but I don't know how I'm going to go through the rest of the night. I would like to go ahead and ask Mr. Joe. We have a short little highlights reel to celebrate our spring sport athletes. And then after that, we have a little something we put together, Coach Hughes and I, since we're both departing, and we were the girls' last coaches together. So Mr. Joe, if you could go ahead and put the highlights reel on. And athletes, please go ahead and enjoy. The next little video is just a little something that Coach Hughes and I put together to say farewell. As you saw, it's very difficult to actually speak some of these words and get through them. And this way it's recorded, so we said our farewells on an audio recording and put a couple things together so that we could share that with you later. So what we'll do is we'll post the highlights video and our farewell to Schoology so that if you'd like to listen to it again and see it again, you can. So I'd like to give a special shout out and thanks to my co-coach, Coach Hughes, who's been by my side for these 2 years. And I just want to say thank you so much for everything you've done for me, your support, your friendship, and your coaching. Give it up for Coach Hughes. I'd like to go ahead and thank the people that are on the board before we watch this final little video. So Mr. Michael Moymoy, Mrs. Gail Smith, and Dr. Rick Ranger, two of them were up here, but my administrative team has been by my side these last 2 years. It actually feels like longer, but not in a bad way. It feels like longer because I have learned so much, I've gained so much experience, and I have so much to be grateful and thankful for. So please give it up for our administrative team. Thank you to Mr. Ted Adams, who is always here taking photos. Sometimes I'm crying in the photos, but that's okay. Thank you to him for always being here, giving up so much of his time to capture all of this, and just remember these memories forever. And thank you to Ms. Tice. She is tirelessly working behind the scenes in dorms. She supports us in so many ways that you guys are not even aware of. She's also been a friend to me on top of that, so thank you to the Adams. I'd like to thank Mrs. Smith-Jung and the PTA. So if we could give the best, biggest, hugest shout out to our parents and PTA for the snacks, the support, the love. I need to hear it, Dragons. Our parents are everything to this school, and they're everything to you. So, 엄마, 오빠, 감사합니다. Thank you so much for all that you have done for us. I'd like to thank my assistant. He is in the office. He's running around the school. He's up late at night. But Mr. Young Hyun Lee, most of you have no idea what he does, but you've heard from him to get your visas done for APAC. You've heard from him to remember to purchase your uniforms. But he does an unbelievable amount of work for me. To be quite honest, I have no idea how he gets it all done. In fact, all of the certificates that you saw laid out here, he did. So he printed them, he put every single one of them in folders, he brought them over to the PAC for me, he handles all of the logistics behind the scenes. So I know that you don't necessarily know all of this, but without him, none of this could happen. So please go ahead and give a round of applause to Mr. Lee. Of course, we cannot do any of this without our live streaming, even just the fact that this is on the screen right now, that's coming from the back. So if you could turn around and thank Mr. Sang Yo-jo. Please make sure you give a huge round of applause. He does an incredible amount of work for our school. And all of this is live streamed. All of our games are live streamed so that we have these memories to look back to forever. And he manages 2 YouTube channels on top of it all. We'd like to thank our GA team and Mr. Jung and Mr. Huang, our transportation. We know we get to, magically buses show up and we get to and from all of these games and airports and all of the things that we do, but all of this stuff has to be done by a team of people. So please thank our GA team and Mr. Huang, our transportation head. And then finally, the reason we have any of these photos and videos and all of those highlights reels are from Mr. Sam Hagen and the Media and Promotion class and our TCI's Athletics Council, so please give it up for our media team. So the last thing I'm gonna say before we watch our final little video is just, I had hoped there would be a lot of people here tonight. I was just trying to invite everyone because I know that this is primarily about the spring sport athletes, but it's also an opportunity for me to just kind of say farewell. So it's our final goodbye to Korea and TCIS. Both Coach Hughes and I are actually headed to the States, but because I knew there was no way I would get through this, we've recorded this. But it's not nearly enough to say how deeply we love you all and how much you'll be missed. So it was my honor to be your athletics director, activities coordinator, your musical choreographer, sometimes piano accompanist for APEC choir, or a singer for your middle school praise team, your favorite long-winded TED talker, coach, and your adopted white mama. So until we meet again, Chingus, thank you for everything.
Hi, TCS athletes. Coach Hughes here. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for allowing me to be your coach. It makes me happy to see my athletes in the hallways because you always say hello with a smile. It's not about the wins or the losses when it comes to sports. It's more about the relationships you build, the development of character, leadership, and love for one another. Coaching has been the most rewarding job I've ever had. Believe in yourself, trust yourself, do not limit yourself, take care of your teammates, be encouraging, be positive, reflect on your mistakes, and learn from them. And always strive to improve and become a better person. Play hard, play smart, play together. Thank you, TCIS.
To my athletes, my musical students, my sons and daughters, my darlings and lovey-doveys, it's difficult to really express everything from the 2 short years I've been here. So to be able to wrap up my time with you in just a few short minutes is proving to be a challenge. But as I face this last hurdle, I realize that's exactly why we do sports and music and activities. We do it to learn what hard work is, endurance, strength, teamwork, facing adversity and pulling through despite all odds, staring a challenge in the face and not backing down, leaving it all on the court, the field, or the stage. Persevering through all of that is winning. Supporting each other, loving each other, never giving up. To quote Coach Larry's, "We are battle ready because dragons are born to battle." But beyond that, and what is eternally important, is the battle for our hearts and our souls. Our true coach, the captain of our lives, the director of our actions and words, is our loving God whose love is so deep for us and who wants to capture your heart. And so as I leave you, I hope you take away some things from our time together, but remember that as long as you keep Jesus in your heart and God at the center of your life, you've already won. Finally, thank you. I think I've possibly learned more from you than you've ever learned from me. And I cannot say enough how much I will deeply miss you all. I love you so very, very much. Dragons forever.